Hello everyone, today we're going to discuss what is dispatch service agreement and if you should be using one. So, dispatch service agreement is basically a contract between an independent truck dispatcher and the trucking company. This agreement outlines the relationship between the parties and it covers their responsibilities. For example, you as an independent truck dispatcher will be responsible for finding and booking loads for your client, and your client, on the other hand, will be responsible for paying you for your services. Are you required to sign such agreement? Well, technically no, but it wouldn't be smart for you to work with a client without one. And here's why. There are three main reasons why you may want to sign a service agreement with your client. First one is authorization, second one is compensation, and third one is liability. By authorization, I mean your client must give you permission to act on their behalf, to call someone on their behalf, to complete paperwork on their behalf. Basically, they are authorizing you to book a load on their behalf. If you don't have such permission in writing, then technically you are not authorized to do anything. Second is compensation. You want to have clearly outlined how you will be paid for the work you do. Okay, are you going to be charging a percentage? Are you going to be charging a flat fee? What are the terms? How soon will your client pay you? What form of payment will be required? Will you be requiring them to provide a credit card information, or will you be sending them a digital invoice, or you're going to be billing them in some other way? It all has to be clearly outlined in your service agreement. And last but not least is liability. You want to outline that you will be providing an administrative type of service. You will not be transporting any cargo. That's going to be responsibility of a trucking company that you're working with. You may also want to point out that safety of their operation is their responsibility and not yours, and so on and so on. So you are not responsible if something goes wrong. Now, sometimes we are being asked, what should I do if my client doesn't want to sign an agreement with me? Well, again, in my opinion, you should just move on. If your client is not willing to sign an agreement with you, they're probably not serious about working with you. However, if you want to take it a step further, you may want to find out what their concern is. You may want to ask your client, sir, ma'am, what is the reason? What don't you like in our agreement? Maybe it's the term. Maybe they're afraid that they will be locked in for a certain period of time and will be stuck with you. And you may want to point out that that is not the case, and they can terminate this agreement anytime with a written notice. Maybe it is the payment. Maybe they're not comfortable with the form of payment that you are requiring. Talk to them, find out what their concern is, make them feel comfortable. But at the end of the day, you want to explain to them is that you are not able to operate without them providing you with an authorization to act on their behalf. If they're not willing to give you this authorization in writing, there is nothing you can do for them. Therefore, you will not be able to provide your service. And that usually, kind of makes sense and makes them more comfortable with signing your agreement. So, to summarize, we probably can agree that you shouldn't be working without a written agreement with your client. And in order to make everyone feel comfortable, make sure that your agreement is simple, transparent, and acceptable to you and your client, so everyone feel comfortable with it. So, and with all that being said, we are going to wrap up this video, and I will see you next time.